Charlie Black, of course, a veteran of past Bush campaigns, suggesting a willingness to use the same tactics this time. And to that point, another Bush veteran spoke out yesterday, trotting out the by now cliched claim of the rich white man's party that the other guy is an elitist. Karl Rove, who helped to smear the Vietnam vet John Kerry as an elitist, and more lately known as the political genius who masterminded the Republican defeats of 2006, put out a new M.C. Escher, Salvador Dali, Lewis Carroll kind of attack yesterday, calling Barack Obama a country club kind of guy. Quote, "He's the guy at the country club with the beautiful date, holding a martini and a cigarette, that stands against the wall and makes snide comments about everyone who passes by." Note to Mr. Rove, most Americans don't belong to country clubs, and until only relatively recently in this country, most country clubs would not have admitted people who looked like Mr. Obama. So apparently only your audience would know the guy that you are talking about. And we interrupt this for a quick juxtaposition.
We must stop the terror. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
Mr. Rove not alone in spitting condescending fairy tales about Obama. McCain surrogate Senator Lindsey Graham discussing Obama's opt-out of campaign finance on Sunday, grieved for Obama's supposed lost innocence.
This is just really sad for the country, for somebody with this much ability, this much talent, to fall this far this soon.
Now calling MSNBC political analyst Howard Fineman, also senior Washington correspondent for Newsweek. Howard, good evening.
Hi, Keith.
Rove's remarks, I know this will sound facetious, but were they in fact meant to help John McCain in some way?
Well, he thought so. As a matter of fact, I saw Karl Rove not long ago, a few hours ago, not at a country club, and he seemed rather pleased with himself. But it's hard to know whether he's running or helping to run, at least at a distance, the campaign of 2008 or 1988, 20 years ago, when the Republicans took apart Mike Dukakis as an elitist from Massachusetts. They've got a different guy to deal with than Obama, and I think it's a measure of their confusion to some extent that Rove didn't know quite how to nail him with this one. It was way too confusing, and frankly, the picture of Obama he painted sounded way too cool, you know. It was the wrong image all the way around. Martini, cigarette, he seemed pretty cool.
Don't forget the beautiful date, which tells you a little more about Mr. Rove in this equation than it does about Mr. Obama. This is also a serious question that will sound facetious. George Bush, son of a president, John McCain, son of an admiral, Barack Obama, son of a guy from Kenya. How is it actually done? How do they paint, and how could they paint Obama to any degree in succeeding with this, which obviously will succeed to some degree? How do you paint him as the elitist and not be graded by a national wave of laughter?
Well, in part because the Republicans have Hillary Clinton to thank from the long primary season, when she ended up as Annie Oakley driving the 18-wheeler down I-70 in an effort to paint Obama as an elitist. And Obama made a few mistakes. The comment about clinging to guns and religion didn't help. And it's clear that the Obama campaign is concerned about this. That's why they came out with that big national ad running in 18 states that talks about Obama's roots in Kansas through his mother and his grandparents, talks about him as a guy who is steeped in Midwestern, middle-of-the-road values. So it's something the Obama campaign is concerned about. All of America won't laugh, but the Republicans aren't trying to get to all of America. They're trying to get to a slice of it that may have hesitancy for one reason or another about voting for Obama as commander-in-chief.
Is the ultimate point of these sort of cartoons, caricature picture of Obama, no matter how absurd they might seem to a majority or a vast majority, is the idea just keep the circus going, hope that something sticks, make sure you do not get down to actually comparing policies?
Well, I think to a large extent that's right, Keith, because if you look at any poll and take the numbers in the Newsweek poll that the Republicans hate and cut them in half, Obama's still way ahead on issues such as the economy, which is in terrible shape for many Americans, or energy policy, or international affairs in many ways, or taxes. Obama is way ahead in all of those measures, health care, you name it. The only one where McCain has a fighting chance is on terrorism, and not always there either. So rather than discuss the issues, in point by point, week by week, day by day. I think a big part of the campaign is going to be attacking Obama as somebody who's just a little too exotic, a little too strange, a little too uncertain, somebody we don't know enough about to trust as commander-in-chief. That's going to be the essence of their campaign. That's what they did 20 years ago, but this is a different day and time, and the Obama people, having watched what's happened before, are going to strive mightily to prevent it this time.
And for exotic and strange, you could read another word, which we'll skip for the moment. Howard Fineman of Newsweek and MSNBC.
Yeah.
Thank you, Howard.
Thank you, Keith.